Hi, my name is Shinji Kurashige, and my average score is about 80s and low 80s and high 70s. And pros and cons, I've been playing since I was college, and I kind of stopped in the middle, and basically I'm trying to rebuild back where I want it to be. That's about it.
All right, Shinji. Angel, I'm really looking at your swing here, and really excited to be with you tonight and check out your golf swing. So let's go see what you got going on here. Looking very nice. And what we do here at Tedo Golf Studios here, we obviously, Coach mentioned it earlier, we do check a few things. First, we'll put a line behind your back end here to make sure that you're not coming off the line. I want to check how your head is moving if it's moving or if it's staying stable on the backswing. I'm also going to draw a line up the shaft line here to make sure how our takeaway looks. And then this is what we call the caddy view, meaning the front view here on the right side, okay? Caddy view, I really like to check if his head is moving right to left. Down the line view, which is the left side, I like to see if it's going up or down. It's much easier to see it from that point of view on my eyes. Some instructors are a little different. Everybody's not right or wrong on that. So let's see here. As we take the club back, I can see here already your club is already lifting too much outside the hands, as you can see that. Head is kind of turning with it, which is okay, nothing severe there. You're getting in a pretty good position, but you notice how your head is moving off the line here, okay? Your weight has shifted forward here, which it does happen. The pressure does go to your lead foot a little bit once you get to the top. That's a little bit too much though. As you can see, you got a little bit too much of a gap going on here. And then you drop it under. You do get a little bit steep, like Coach mentioned earlier. Get the hands a little outside, and then even though it is reading in to out, that face is staying a little bit open. That's why you pushed it a little bit. So it sounds like a lot of things going on there, but we're gonna simplify it, okay? I think the takeaway is very important here. That's what we're gonna focus on his swing to kind of get everything moving in the correct fashion for you. So let's go ahead and get you in a setup position here. Let me get another club, I apologize here. Let me grab a club. So I think everybody can agree, Jack, one of the greatest ball strikers of all time, I always loved his quote where he said, "We always got to keep the club in front of us." So what does that really mean? So as you watch me demonstrate here how I want you to check your takeaway, it's going to be very important. And when we set up here, if you watch me here, okay, the club is where? Directly in front of me, right? Okay. So as I take this club away now, I'm going to go down the line here so the camera can see it. If I get the club a little outside like you are, and I step sideways, look how far left that club is in relationship. It's no longer in front of me. See that? This is the easiest way to check if our takeaway is correct. So again, let's do that again. Now if I get the club too inside and I step sideways again, this club is way to my right, right?
I see.
So this is a really cool drill. So if I get it in a really good takeaway here, okay, across my foot line, and I step sideways, look at that. I'm right back where I started, right in front of me. Perfect. So as you notice that your head does move a little bit down when you go back, okay? That's because you're getting the club out and you're gonna go down a little bit and then you're shifting. So just by correcting this takeaway, it's gonna be in a really good, we're gonna put you in a really good position to be successful coming back down. So let's go ahead and start out here real quick. So I want you to go ahead and do a checkpoint like we just did there before you hit a shot. Go ahead and take your takeaway. Now go ahead and turn towards the camera here. And where's that club? It's basically in front of us, right? Yeah. Okay. But I am noticing your shoulders is a little bit tilted here, okay? Let's get a little bit more neutral on that setup. So our focus today is gonna be a good takeaway. There we go, good. Now make sure, go ahead, let's do one more checkpoint here. Good, I'd like the checkpoint to getting a little quick here. The checkpoint's starting here, okay? And then from there, go sideways. So bring it back. There we go. Now turn sideways, look at the camera. Good. We're in a much better position there. All right. Now let's go ahead and try to hit one here. All right, let's check that now. Clear all these lines here and see how we look. Okay, that's already much better there. Okay? That looks so much better already. Because if we go ahead and compare it to the last one here, see how this club head's still outside the hands here? Mm-hmm. This one we're starting getting more relationship. Okay, we're getting in a better position there. So I think that's very important for all you players out there to make sure that that club starts traveling in the correct fashion as we start taking away, okay? We here at the studio are very conscious about making sure that the fundamentals are very on point before we start moving towards anything else. So just like anything, if we don't get the race going off the blocks correctly, it's gonna be very hard to win that race.
True.
So same thing, if we don't get that club going on the correct path right away, we're gonna have a hard time getting in the correct positions at the top. So let's kind of build off of that though.
Okay.
So let's go back here now, and as we look at this, like I said, so we can still build off of that. So let's go ahead and set up again. And I want your checkpoint. I want you to be very deliberate on this, okay? So go ahead and set up. As you bring this back slowly here, think of the back of the hand just moving straight off the golf ball here. And once you're in this position here, okay, your hands, which is basically parallel to your foot line, okay? Your head's gonna be right in here. Your hands are gonna be right in this position here. From here, all I want you to do is turn the shoulders around. There you go, good. So that's going to be in a really good position where your shoulders are back towards, or your back is pointing towards your target. Club is in a good position. Your hands are going to be in relationship to your shoulder, okay?
Okay.
So from there, now go ahead and hit a little punch shot. Good. Very nice. So as you work on this, you're going to start finding out their limitations are what? Flexibility, right?
Pretty much.
Absolutely. So everybody that walks in here, that's kind of just playing for recreational, like Coach said, mentioned earlier in the videos, sometimes we really don't get too involved with the positions because of mobility issues, you know? High profile juniors and the LPGA players and tour players that we work with have those physios and have all those individuals that will stretch them out on a daily basis. So all we ask for the players that do really want to improve their swings is that they really work on mobility. That is basically what holds them back in the majority to get them in the positions that we're at. So for you, a little bit of stretching is going to go a long way. Okay. And then just making sure that, like I said, once the club is in relationship or parallel or on top of your foot line here, once you're in this position, I just want you to start turning your shoulders. Okay, and that's all you're going to do. And eventually over time, if you start stretching out a little bit, you can have a little greater rotational, greater radius or bigger arc in the golf swing. As you can see now, you can start working the ball a little bit more right to left without even trying. Because you probably have misses what? Right and left?
Both, yeah.
Exactly, absolutely. So it's kind of hard to time it. We want to have one miss. If we can start having one miss, then we can start refining that miss, okay? So let's go ahead and hit one more, and I want to see that ball traveling right to left, okay? There we go, good. It's a good takeaway. There we go, good. There we go. Now that's the perfect shot as we look at that. We get a tight little draw. We got a little bit of curve. As you can see, the side spin's 273, which is really perfect. Tight little draw coming in. Takeaway looks really nice on that swing. Oh, that's so much better. And now the head's not moving down. It's staying in that box. Turning and releasing up high. Look at that. Very nice. So that's the lesson today, basically going back to the basics, making sure your takeaway is looking good, okay, in a good position. From there, just rotating the shoulders up. And then, like I said, you're an athlete, so you know you have your good rotational motions with the lower body, and you gotta clear it very nicely by just working on more of good flexibility.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, as far as stretching, what's the best way to do at home?
Great question. Yeah, I get that all the time. So what can I do to increase my mobility? So obviously we want the normal you'll want to get on your back a little bit, okay? And then you'll want to lay, and then you'll want to bring your knees up to your chest, okay? And then eventually rotating them to the side, holding them for 10 seconds, doing 3 sets of those, okay? Both sides of legs. And then the other one is basically crossing your legs and then turning and holding that for 10 seconds, okay? As you can see, I'm struggling. My mobility is lacking as well, so I'm not the only one. But those are the big ones, okay?
Perfect.
So just basically stretching out the legs and then more of the shoulder turns and all that good stuff.
Perfect.
All right?
All right.